All right, everyone. I just want to notify every single investor and viewer that there will be two ticker symbols to stay tuned for. So the one that is coming in first towards the end of this video is the one we talked about towards the end of last week. And I have a new one that you definitely want to keep an eye on going into this week. So stay tuned for more information on that. And I hope you guys learned something new from the video, find it helpful and worthwhile. So stay tuned for all the information on the charts and the ticker symbols that we will be looking at and going over their charts as well. Stay tuned. All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol IDEX, Ideanomics Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back. And as we dive into this chart, I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware that we have a new ticker symbol towards the end of this video to share with you. And it's going to be a ticker symbol from the semiconductor sector. We've talked about a few of them in the past. This is a new one I came across, and I definitely would like to share with you guys because of the growth on the chart and the revenue and net income growth as well through all the quarters last year leading up to this year and all the past years leading up to this point. So stay tuned for more information on that. So here we are with IDEX. Ideanomics Inc. has had a downward trend now, right? After hitting these highs here recently of about 560, 563, give or take. Then it was battling to come back up to the 540, 550 range, and it's been falling since. So we're going to look here at our new support and resistance. It's currently sitting at 471 below the 50-day moving average, which is at this point here of 483. So anything below it is bearish, anything above it is bullish. So we really want to see how this is going to react and pay close attention to it moving forward, because the bulls have built some momentum here after hitting these lows of about 428, but it's struggling to get past the 50-day moving average, which is the most important point right now for the bulls to be able to bring this back up into bullish territory. So let's see here our support within the last couple hours of the day and our resistance. Our support is 455. If that gets broken through, this could be on its way down to newer lows, new support levels, and we would want to watch this carefully in the behavior of this chart on how it's reacting between 455 and all the way down here at 428 to see if the bulls are trying to reappear or are the bears tearing this one down fairly fast. You definitely want to keep that in mind and pay close attention to the behavior. Now, our resistance, which does not signify that the bulls have gained control, but it is an indicator for us investors to know where this is heading, is up here at this point of 481. That definitely needs to be broken through by the bulls, but does not signify by any shape or form a chance for the bulls to guarantee crossing the 50-day moving average and getting back into bullish territory. It does not guarantee it. It is just an indicator for us investors to know that the momentum is continuing upwards, and if the bulls turn it into a support, they can possibly take advantage of that to then cross the 50-day moving average. But before getting anywhere into bullish territory, they need to cross 481, but it does not guarantee that the bulls will make it, because the bears can reappear and tear it right back down. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Stay tuned to the end because I have a ticker symbol you won't want to miss, and you definitely want to add it to your watch list. So for everyone that has stayed to this point in the video, the ticker symbol I'm about to share with you guys is in the semiconductor sector, and we've talked about several semiconductor sector companies, but this is a new one that just recently ran, and I'm looking for it to cool off, and I definitely want to advise every single investor and viewer to watch this one carefully for a cool off or a pullback because things ran up a little too quick. But let's look at its chart. The ticker symbol is AMKR. Now, they've been growing exponentially over the year, right? After hitting lows of 540 and some change, leading up to this point here of a high of $25. Now it's pulling back pretty steeply, right, in the last day and last trading day, and we just had a wild run from $18 to $25. So things definitely need to cool off or consolidate before showing any signs of opportunity. Now, what I do want every single investor to be aware of is the market cap. It's 5 billion, and how revenue has grown, right, over the years. Now, the last 3 years, right, 2017, 2018, 2019 was about 4 billion. And then on 2020, which was the last year, on the fourth year, it went up to 5 billion. Now, the most important thing out of all of this is that net income increased. Now, it was pretty good in 2017, but it increased again in 2020, and we're seeing that upward trend. And 2021 might show signs of opportunity for more growth. So here we are with the revenue and the net income being 300 million compared to almost 50% of that the years before. Now the quarterly shows you how it grew, and also earnings just recently got beat. That's why we saw that run. Earnings just continues to get beat, and that's another interesting thing about this company. It just keeps on crushing earnings, and that's how you see that revenue and net income growth as well here. So if this grows, earnings is being beat, and if earnings is being beat, the stock price grows as well, because more revenue, more profit, more value to the stock, more value to the market cap of the company. So that's why we saw such a run recently, and we need to watch it carefully. I definitely want to see this cool off, but this is one in the semiconductor company and sectors that have opportunity to continue to expand and grow. Now, all these smaller companies compared to IBM, NVIDIA, Intel, AMD, they have opportunity to take every slice of the pie of the whole market share of this sector. Now, some will be bigger than others, but they all have opportunity to grow as they continue to get their pieces or slices of the full pie. So I do want every single investor to be aware that semiconductor sector overall is definitely one to be digging into, diving into, and looking for companies that are getting out of the hole, especially like one like this one. This one was profitable every single year, which is pretty good. There's some that were never profitable, and also their revenue are terrible compared to this one. Revenue's always been pretty decent, and it's growing now. So 2021 might be the year for growth to continue, and even moving forward. I mean, as AI intelligence becomes more of a norm, and all these autonomous driving and all these different technologies for vehicles, computers, software, and just even robots, right? And I'm not saying robots that are human-like. I'm talking about robots that already exist to upgrade them to newer levels, like robots that move boxes around and stuff, and also shipment and drones and all these different things that are necessary to continue to proceed in innovation. And semiconductor companies are taking a big market share in this movement. As always, guys, I hope you guys find these videos helpful and informative. I'm not here to tell you guys to buy, sell, or hold any positions on AMKR or any ticker symbols that we discuss here. I'm just here to enlighten everyone on opportunities and ticker symbols that are growing, showing potential. But I definitely want every single investor to be aware that this needs to cool off or consolidate before anything that we can understand more about this chart in the short term. But in the long term, we've already seen it. It's been growing and the potential is there. It took off right now, so we wanted to cool off, but definitely we want to see how it continues to behave leading into the future and months to come. But there is room in the sector overall, and this may be one of those that's looking like an opportunity. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money. So for everyone that has stayed to this point in the video, the ticker symbol that I'm about to share with you guys is GNUS Brands International Inc., GNUS. So this one had a run towards the end of January, and the beginning of February it fell, and the lowest point that it reached was down here around the 170 mark, brought itself back up to 220, and it's kind of sitting in the middle. So we want to see if it pulls back just a slight more or continues to consolidate before the next catalyst, or will it start to run up. So going into this week on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, You definitely want to have this on your radar and watch this. Keep a close eye on it. Volume has been pretty low, so the first indicator to let us know that there's potential or momentum here is knowing the volume and then watching the inflow versus the outflow, or the outflow versus the inflow, to understand where the volume is being allocated, because right now volume is low. If there's a spike in volume, we want to watch if it's going downwards. Well, that means there's more outflow. And if it starts going upwards and having a catalyst and momentum, a lot more inflow. So this definitely is an opportunity to learn how charts move and how certain ticker symbols move according to volume and what's going on with investor sentiment, which then reflects in the graph. So if you don't know much about this company, this is definitely more of a learning experience for investors. But if you have played this one before or you understand it, this is definitely an opportunity to keep a close eye on this one and keep it on your watch list for Tuesday going into Wednesday starting this week, and seeing where the momentum drives this one, because volume has died down a bit and the average volume in the last 10 days was about 72 million. So we want to see if there's a spike in volume, because if it starts going upwards this week, we could start to see this move upwards as well, as long as the inflow is beating the outflow. So there's so much to analyze and see your different indicators, what they're showing as the day starts. But this is definitely one you want to watch. Very speculative. Now, long term, there's opportunity here, but you have to understand the business platform and more about this stock and do more research. But I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware that this is an opportunity to learn, or definitely one to have on your watch list as the week starts. Thank you guys, as always, for watching, and let's make some money.